Alright, so I just want to talk about some more of the backstory behind the Lord of the Rings medley that I made with my friend Matt. We started that song in 2019, and so that's when I started, I guess, getting more serious about my YouTube channel. And I actually started my channel in 2013, but I didn't like have any direction or anything like that. You know, just like posting random stuff that was like, I don't know, like random funny little videos or whatever that I would make. I think it wasn't until 2017 that I actually posted my first video of myself that was public. And then after that I started posting more stuff, but it was still kind of random. I didn't really have a direction or anything. It was probably like 2019 that, yeah, I realized that I want to get serious about this, and I actually had like a vision for what I wanted and like where I wanted it to go and stuff like that. And so I actually deleted most of my first videos for those first few years, just like random stuff, and then I started posting like some covers and stuff like that. And then my friend Matt, we got talking, and I don't know who suggested it. One of us suggested that we should do a cover together. It just felt natural, you know, because we have a history of playing music together and stuff. And so we were thinking about it, like, what should we do? What songs should we cover and stuff like that? And we went through a list of all these different ideas. We were actually thinking maybe we should do something from the 90s, like a 90s grunge song, but like make it into a metal song. That might be cool. Like, I think I remember suggesting like some Foo Fighters stuff, and I think maybe, I don't know, he was thinking something else. It was kind of funny. I actually thought that would be cool, making like a Foo Fighters song into a metal song, like All My Life, I think it's called, or whatever the hell it's called. That one that goes like dun 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 dun. That one, I feel like that could be easily made into a metal song. Yeah, because we grew up in the 90s and shit, so like, we're all into the grunge and got the alt rock going on the radio and stuff like that. We couldn't come to any agreement, actually. We were like, I don't know about that. And then I was like, well, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be like a song, like a song from a band. Maybe it could be like a movie theme or something like that. I guess, you know, it just felt natural to do Lord of the Rings because we both love Lord of the Rings. They're my favorite movies of all time, like I said in the last video. I know that he loves them too. Yeah, we just planned a time, and I went over his place, which was about half hour, like 45 minutes from where I am. We just kind of like jammed, you know. And so at the time, he had this place with this really high ceiling. And so the reverb was freaking crazy. Like, the reverb was insane. And he had his, I guess it was like a grand piano or something like that, like that he had like in the main living room area type thing, like pretty much right when you walk in. And when you played that keyboard or the piano with the reverb, it just sounded completely freaking like heavenly. It just sounded like majestic. It was amazing. And also, so like I said, Matt's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and he actually has some of the swords from the movies, like replicas of the swords. So he actually brought out a Glamdring, which I believe is, what the fuck, oh my god, Gandalf. I'm pretty sure that's his sword, Glamdring. And so he let me hold it. And so I was just like standing there next to his piano, holding Glamdring, and feeling like a freaking badass. Like, it was so cool. It felt so powerful holding Glamdring. I was like, this is the coolest moment of my life. It was so cool. And then he brought out Sting, which is also really cool. A smaller one, and it turns, you know, blue whenever there's orcs around and shit. So that was cool to hold too. I was like, oh, I'm holding Sting. They like really have to put us into I guess the Lord of the Rings vibe or whatever. And so he had his piano there, and he had that, and I was sitting next to him on the, you know, chair next to him. And I immediately thought of the Isengard theme, because I felt like that would so easily be translated into metal, you know, which is the first theme that you hear when you listen to the song. I'll play it right now. And it was definitely more complicated than we thought. It's a weird time signature for all the musicians watching this. The time signature, I'm pretty sure we figured out is 5/4. So it's like dun 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 dun. 3, 4, 5. Dun, dun, dun. And it's like a kind of a weird thing going on. And I think if it was just those beats that we're playing, like dun, dun, 3, 4, 5, it would have been easier, but it's just kind of like a weird melody going on where it's like dun, 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 5 dun, dun, dun. We gotta kind of like count it in our heads, and it kind of took a while to sort of ingrain that, I guess, so it kind of felt more natural. But even now, there's still a few parts where I'm playing it and I have to like really pay attention. I'm like, oh, I have to do this right here. Yeah, so we did that, and then we got to the next part, which I kind of consider the pre-chorus. So that part, I don't think is as easily recognizable as the Isengard part. I mean, they're both the Isengard part. They're both in the same theme. It's just that that part wasn't as recognizable as the first thing that I just showed you. You know, it's just not as recognizable, but it's still a part of it. Or I guess we both didn't feel like we needed to necessarily just put parts from like extremely recognizable sections of the themes. So we used some of those ones too, the really recognizable stuff, but we also put in some stuff that was a little more, like just less recognizable, like maybe a little more obscure. And then after that, I think it just felt natural. I thought it would be really cool to have the Champions theme be the chorus. No, it's just this really anthemic, triumphant kind of thing. I thought that would really fit well with the chorus. I've heard it called the Aragorn or Aragorn's theme or something. And it's basically a theme that you hear whenever you see the heroes in the movies just like being awesome and like kicking ass and all that. Yeah, I've heard it called Aragorn's theme. I've heard it called the Fellowship theme. I don't even really know what it's called, but I've asked people and like no one seems to know. I just call it the Champions theme. And then Matt had this really cool idea to use this other song that's from The Return of the King, and it's called Roots and Beginnings. And I'm pretty sure it's in the intro of the movie, and that's his piano part. In the middle section is like the very like mysterious, kind of mystical sounding part. And let me just tell you, like, so we put that up, we searched for it, and Matt started learning it, and I think I was learning the chords and stuff, but he was playing all the stuff that I just showed you. And if you could just imagine that for a second, like in this big like dome-shaped room with he's playing it on the piano right here, and just playing that, and it just sounded completely freaking amazing, like ethereal, awesome. And I'm just listening to it, just like, holy crap. And I was just like, I don't even know if I want to play anything in this section. Like, I feel like I just want you to play because it sounds so freaking good. Like, I don't want to obstruct anything. I just want it to be like purely piano because it sounded so awesome. And so we just kept it as piano. So yeah, we decided that I would just cut out, and it's just Matt doing his thing. And it's probably my favorite part of the whole song. It's just so freaking good. After that is the solo section, my solo section, which it's all, you know, original. So I kind of just made something that sounded similar to the Isengard theme. You know, the rhythm sounds pretty similar. And I just felt like it would be really cool to solo at that part. So basically we worked it out. We got like the skeleton of it, like the basic foundation that night. And then I went back home and then I recorded stuff because I don't think we were able to get it to work for some reason at his place or something like that. I don't know why, but we couldn't get it to work. So I just went back home and I recorded everything on my own. And then actually it got postponed for a while. And then recently, I think it was like last December or November, I was like, all right, you know what, let's just do it. Let's finish it. And so I just set a date. It was February 22nd. I was like, let's have that be the deadline. And by the way, this was Matt's first time, I believe, using a DAW. And so he had to actually learn how to use a DAW and connect it with the audio interface and all that stuff. It's not an easy process when you're just starting this. It's very complicated, you know, and it can be kind of frustrating because you're like, there's all this technical stuff and it's this gigantic learning curve. So he basically more or less learned all this stuff in like a few months. And like I gave him some videos that I had made for him and I made a few other like short little tutorials just teaching him certain things about Reaper, which is the DAW that we both use. So yeah, then he recorded his parts, some stuff that he came up with, and then he sent it over to me and I listened to it. And I think the first thing that he showed me was the piano part, and I was just blown away. I was just like, I couldn't have been any more happy with what he sent me, honestly. I was just like, this just sounds freaking glorious, you know? And honestly, like the first like 10 times listening to his part, it's like, I don't usually get that emotional listening to music that much. But there were like the first 10 times I felt like this emotion like rising. I was like, Jesus Christ, like he just put so much, there's just so much feeling in it. I don't freaking know. I don't know how to explain it. He just has this touch. You're just like, wow. He has this like sensitivity to what he's doing, and it really comes through. Yeah, so I was like blown away, and then he added like strings in the background, and it just took it to the next level, and it was so freaking cool. Yeah, so next week is going to be the actual video. So I post new stuff every Monday, stuff like this, and also you can check out my Spotify. Links in the description. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go and record the Lord of the Rings video now. Alright, so wish me luck. I'll see you.